2026, the Hungarian Grand Prix was really good. We have some crashes, controversial penalties, so let's go with review of 2026 Hungarian Grand Prix in F1. In the first session, Sol showed why he's better and made a red flag. Charles P1, Hamilton P3, Max Verstappen P3. So far, I made the same joke as in the Silverstone, no, as in the Silverstone, in the Spa or the most weekend this season. So in the practice, they have podium and the race have a shit. So in FP2 was Hamilton session, the P1 for him, then Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc. The P3 Hamilton, Lando, Kimi, another timer flag, another time one of them, as Martins made red flag, this time Alonso made red flag, and that's all about practice. The qualifications, because the practice was seriously boring when you see what happened in the Spa. For example, when Hamilton crashes in the FP2, FP3, and the most I know that's very tight circuit when tight circuit, because that is good. There must be many crashes, but they're not. So I'm happy because services are safe, but I'm not because that's not a lot of actions. Two qualifications. In Q1, both Williams, Cadillac, Stroll, and Berman was allowed to hold the qualifications, and for the first time, history awaits now. For the first time in that year, 2026, Fernando Alonso in Q2. Aston Martin's upgrades works, but only in Fernando Alonso car, because we all know Stroll isn't a good driver now, because the back history he was midfielder driver. In Q2, in Q2 Alonso ended at P16, so that's better than the P20, but still isn't good as for him. In Q2, for the first time, we saw in Q2 for the first time we saw Hulkenberg in Latvia, and for the first time we haven't been seen both of pickups. First time for the Barcelona. The same outfit was better than Lawson, so if Max Slippery outfit will go to main Red Bull. And at the end of the Q2, finally found Max got spun, Hamilton block, Piastri got 3 places, penalty grid. So see, that was very dangerous, and that Ferrari didn't tell any words to him. Piastri is behind him. That's, I don't know. I don't have words for that. This is, I don't know. That was bad. Also, Kimi got penalty for spinning in the yellow flags. Yeah, he was spinning in the double on one single yellow flag when Russell do the same thing in that session when he was exactly behind Max Verstappen. He could crash into him. When Kimi was two turns behind Max and other actions. So we see how Mafia works. Lando Norris took pole position to that Grand Prix for the first time in that season in many qualification sessions. Different team than Mercedes took that pole position, because in sprint qualifications we have Ferrari pole and McLaren pole. That was second at all pole for Lando Norris in that season, and now to race action at Hungarian Grand Prix. At the start, George unfortunately have anti-stall problems, so he couldn't start his engine in a good way, so he jumped into P16 at the start, and turn number 3, Piastri took lead. In the first turn, Max overtook both of Ferraris. 3 cars in line in Hungary, very unseen seriously, that is very, very unique for Hungary if we can see in the one momentum in one line. But I mean, that is very unique. That's the last time when we see that it was 2021. To topic, and most of the actions of the first half of the race is Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton, and because the track is tight in the Hungary, Lewis couldn't overtook Max before pit stops. So box at lap number 14, Lewis box. He changed medium to hard. At the next lap, Max also did box, and he Red Bull pick up fresh hard. And when Ferrari didn't have fresh rubber, seriously, congratulations to Ferrari for strategy of tires. And at lap number 16, Max do perfect overtaking in first turn. He did what he want to do in 24. So practice make you master in what do you want, what do you doing. I don't know. Because Ferrari didn't have tires, I mean fresh tires, and didn't have main tires. They made GS, so when Lewis pitted lap number 14, they have G on two pit stops, but they didn't have fresh, for example, mediums when they could, the better GP will be G, so mediums, hards, and soft than Ferrari when they don't have hard. But that teams have different tires because they have different rubbery different rubbery freshes. I mean, if I have olds and used when has more fresh. You know, Ferrari strategies is when the strategies. I believe Hannah will review Ferrari. Review Ferrari strategy because back in history they Ferrari can do strategies, but whatever. To topic. And now I will jump from earlier race, the half the first half of the race to and see. I will speak about LF. Red Bull has very teamwork in that race. Vicap helped Max because they slowed down Lewis, Kimi, the last laps, and at all race. And by the way, Max when Max do perfect overtaking in first turn, UP chose that, says, oh, that was quite well, UP, and Max starts complaining. Seriously, I know he complain all the time, but seriously, Max, you made also overtaking, you took P2, and you complaining about the cars. Maybe that's strategy about cars. I don't know, hiding the performance. To topic. Lap number 21, new hot for Lewis, 23 lap Piastri on box, and a lap 38. Carlos Sainz, like an idiot, Derek blue flags for him, drove into Piastri, blocked him in the tight circuit, and seriously, Carlos is the first person who cinematic got I don't know. For the first time I seen Piastri that got rage seriously, and that ended at and Piastri race ended at lap 56 when he got the DNF because naturally Carlos probably hit his one of his gearbox elements, I mean system. At lap number 14, Lewis Lando box at lap 45, Max 42. Max pitted for softs and he drove it to checkered flag. So bravo Red Bull Max for tires used. I mean tight degradation, not car degradation, Max. And then because helping Max also before Haja helped Max in keeping Lewis and Kimi Shaw behind him and associated walks. I know Haja was defending for turns against Lewis, but against Kimi and Shaw he defended more time. At lap number 46, Norris overtook Kimi and Jovedel Chekhov lagged. Like Max Verstappen, Lando overtook Kimi like Max Verstappen in first turn in the and do very good overtake. And at lap 26, also after President, we have Victoria safety car on the track, and then most of the grid do pit stops, but Max didn't do the pit stops, so he took that P2 and drove it to Czechoslovakia because Vicaps was defending against everyone. And when the P1 first win for him, congratulations. Congratulations for first pole position, not for Mercedes drivers, but still Mercedes engines have only pole positions this season. I mean, every qualifications, many qualification sessions ended with pole. I mean, Mercedes cars are the best. That's all. Max P2 after a very good race, and Kimi after I don't know. I didn't see many Kimi's actions. Seriously, that is very quiet race for him. And I now will rate that race. So my rate for that race is 7 over 10. We have some crashes, some actions, DNF. I forgot about both Cadillac DNF because braking issue. Especially Cadillac repair that brakes. That is going to be very dangerous, especially when we have like to Singapore when temperatures is all extremely high. Then we have very tight circuits. That's the true Monaco of the East. And now quick news. Sebak is back to the F1 finally after a decade of waiting. Last race was in 2017. Max Verstappen took his second win, and we can have first Bahrain Grand Prix in the rain because that race will be named Malaysian Bahrain Grand Prix in Malaysia. Bravo FIA, bravo F1. And now half year predictions in F1. So Mercedes will win World Constructors. The biggest question is when they will win that. Probably in Azerbaijan around that Grand Prix in they will beat Red Bull record from 2023. And the World Championship is going to Kimi. Seriously, Lewis has potential to beat Kimi, but he must win in the Netherlands. The gap, 50 points, is huge gap. Seriously, George is angry, so he says he withdrew from fighting World Championship. Seriously, his performance in the last few races is horrible. Seriously, horrible. Worse than I expected. I know George is below than Kimi in driver's skills, but seriously, he drove in F1 from 2019. I don't know, he win only 2 races. He took 3 pole positions. He when he has to the never see but the race when the race when he took that pole. Seriously, because it's terrible. If everyone has if everyone has equal costs, seriously, it will be I don't know around Checo. Seriously, sorry Checo for that compare. And next race in funny is Netherlands. Last race in Netherlands for the 4 years. I hope Netherlands will back because I'm Max fan. Because that race isn't very funny, very isn't rainy because when it's rainy, it's very funny. And that we now have some like in F1. We will be back in MotoGP in 2 weeks with Great Britain Grand Prix. So in that week, only we have is Rally World. We will race in Finland, and also we have Speedway in Poland in SPG, Swedish Grand Prix Series, and Polish Extraliga. I will post about that because I see in got love in Speedway, and see you on the oval because I will record about Polish Speedway because this is very unique when we see at all awards. So have a good day and see you on the Saturday. I hope because I have more times to record, but not to montage. Seriously, I don't make the montage. So have a good day.